What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Best Buy exclusive IG-11. And so here we have IG-11 posing out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's actually take a look at what he comes with. IG-11 does come with a blaster, which does look like an E11. It's a really nice sculpt. Does fit in his right claw, and then it does have weapon storage on the back of his bandolier. He also does come with a longer rifle, which again has a lot of nice detail, a lot of nice wear and tear, and that does go into his left hand. Other than that, it doesn't come with any other accessories. A little disappointed, but what more do you want out of a droid with, you know, assassin tendencies? So what we're going to do now is actually have a closer look at IG-11. And so here we have a closer look at IG-11, and they did a really good job with this figure. Now, he is, for the most part, a reissue of IG-88. Now, that's not a bad thing, seeing as how he is an IG series droid, but he does have a few things that we do need to talk about that's not quite accurate to IG-11. For starters, he does have a really good paint job on the head. You can see his sensor array on the inside is red. Really liking that. I don't know which way it's supposed to be facing, if the chain is supposed to be the front of his face, or if these are supposed to be the front, or if this is supposed to be his front. I think this is the way it's supposed to go, but I might be wrong. Having a look at his body, you can see, again, just a reuse of IG-88, which isn't a bad thing. I do like the reuse, and it was a simple fix. He is an IG-80 or an IG series battle droid, or assassin droid if you want to call him that. I really do like the wear and tear on his bandolier. You can see they did add some paint work to it. It has a lot of nice little added wash effects. The silver on the bandolier is painted wonderfully. You can see he does have some... Those look like mines. I think those are going to be mines, but I'm not sure. Again, we do have a holster for his E11 style blaster, and that does fit in really nicely. Alright, having a look at his arms, he does have really spindly arms. Now on this side, this arm is actually correct. His hand actually does look like this on the right hand side. He doesn't really have that peg, but that's mainly for the blaster. You can see that has a little peg there, and you just line that up, peg it onto the forearm, and it looks like he's holding it. Having a look at his left hand, this is where we have a little discrepancy. Now this is pretty much an IG-88 claw hand, and that's pretty much how IG-88 has it. IG-11 has more of a hand, like he has digits, he has fingers, he has a thumb, so really wish that Hasbro would have actually done that rather than just completely reuse the IG-88 mold. Can't really take away anything from the paintwork. The bronze and the silvers are done really well. He does have this little tube going down to his knee, which that does hinder articulation, and I do worry about that because it might break over time. Again, we have some more little wires running down his legs, going onto his feet. They look like Gonk Droid feet, but they're not Gonk Droid feet. But again, a lot of nice wear and tear throughout his body. The bronze, the silvers, the gunmetals, they all come together really well. You can even see some wear and tear right here on his thigh guards. Really loving how well this figure came out. So, with his detail out of the way, let's actually take a closer look at IG-88 and see how he compares to other figures in your collection. And so here we have IG-11 posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have IG-11 posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And so finally here we have IG-11 posed next to the Mandalorian and Cara Dune, and I do think IG-11 is a little bit on the short side. In all the trailers he is seen about that much taller than the Mandalorian. So again, scale is a little bit off here, but that's perfectly okay. Let's actually get these two off camera, and then we'll move on to his articulation. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to IG-11's articulation. Now, I do have him standing straight up. You can see he is tilting off to the right-hand side, to my right hand, his left-hand side. That's just the way this figure came, and to my knowledge, there's no way I can really fix it because he doesn't have outward thigh movement. As far as his articulation goes, he has a swivel at the head, so that just goes all the way around, no problems there. He does have a swivel in the arm, allowing him to go all the way around. He does have a hinge, which again goes out that far, so no problem having his arms do whatever you need him to do. He has a bicep swivel, which works pretty good. Wrist bicep, I don't know what you really want to call it. He does have a hinge in the elbow, goes only to about there. I wish it went a little bit further. And then no real rotation at the claw because it's just rotating up here. And it's pretty much the same for both hands. He does rotate at the chest, which is really good. Crunches forward to about that far. Crunches back to about that far, which is perfectly okay for a droid. No waist swivel because we do get the swivel up here at his chest. Legs do kick forward only to about there. They kick back. It would go further, but this is actually stretching to its limits. Let's see. Yeah, if he didn't have that tube running down his leg, it would go all the way back. Again, no outward movement, but we do have swivel up high in the thigh. Really low knee joint, as you can see. That's just too tight, so we'll do it with this knee. We do have a double bend in his knee. As you can see, he goes all the way up. No issue there. We do have rotation at his foot. And then we have a hinge which goes forward and back. And of course no rocker ankle just because of the way it's pegged in. So overall, not the most articulated Star Wars figure we've ever got, but he's going to stand and do what you need him to do. So what we're going to do now is get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have IG-11 posed for my final thoughts, and I do apologize if I call him IG-88 at any point in this review. He essentially is an IG series assassin droid, so it's really easy to get that confused, especially when they look the same. Even though IG-88 has a more silver and gunmetal deco to him, I really do like the way IG-11 came out. The bronze and the gunmetals look really good. He looks like he's seen a lot of action, and it's really obvious, especially when you see the dry brushing throughout his plating, his head. Everywhere on this figure, it just screams worn and torn and just a droid that does what he needs to. Now, IG-11 is a Best Buy exclusive figure, so if you are trying to track down IG-11 for your Mandalorian display, you will have to go to Best Buy for this figure. Now, I actually got lucky and found mine on my first trip to Best Buy. There were actually two on the shelves, and I picked out the one that I thought was the best. Even though I do have one little issue with his left leg being shorter than the right leg, that's not taking away from how nice this figure looks. He will be running you about $20 from Best Buy, so happy hunting if you are trying to track this figure down. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Star Wars videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.